Hello, hello, hello friends. Welcome into the craft studio. My name is Susan and this is Revive DIY and Upcycle Designs by Sue. I am so glad you're here joining me today, and I forgot to flip it, you guys. Oh, did I forget to flip it? I think I did flip it. Oh no, I didn't. It's backwards. So I'm going to flip that real quick. Sorry guys. Might have to go out and come back in. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Friday Night Lights. So, okay, here we go. Let's see. See if I can do it this time. Sorry guys, I usually do that before I ever come on. And are my comments gone too? Or am I? Yeah, I think my whole description went away. Oh, what happened? That's so weird. Maybe I waited too long. So I had it all set up and ready to go. And oh no, it's on there. Let's see. Is it on there, guys? I don't know if it's on there. Hopefully it's on there. I had it all set up and ready to go, and then I decided I was going to clean my ink mat because I had gotten a tip or trick about how to clean it and make it more sticky again, and just to take off any ink or fuzz that had accumulated. And so I decided to try it out, and guess what? It worked. It worked really well. Look at that. It's nice and sticky again. I don't think it's been that sticky since the beginning, and I thought I had ruined it. So wonderful. I am always happy about that. But we are going to do a fun project. It's going to be super quick. Unlike yesterday's, this one's going to be like that because it's Friday, you guys, and I know you don't want to spend a lot of time doing this. And actually, it's a gorgeous day here, you guys. I just had to wait one more day for it to feel like fall. So now it's 72 is what it is outside, and it is beautiful. There's not a cloud in the sky. We had a little tiny rainstorm come through last night. I shared the pictures of the sky afterwards, the best I could capture, you know, with your phone. It was just so beautiful. And then it was real windy for quite a while. I actually sat on the porch and ate my dinner after I did my project with you guys, and sat on the back porch, and it was really, really windy. I ended up having to come inside because I got chilly. But I need to get outside in the yard. So I'm eager to get out there into this weather. When the weather gets like this, and I know there's yard work that needs to be done, I want to be out there in it. So I'm an outside gal, and I haven't had time all week to do it. It's been too hot the last few weeks, so I am rearing up to go. So I thought, what project could I share with our friends? It's fall related, that won't take long after taking over an hour last night, but I hope you enjoyed that project. And that I had already on hand and ready to go. So I came up with the idea of, let's do the other half of our Football Obsessed transfer. So a couple weeks ago when Monday Night Football just started back, I did a project. It was a fail project. I actually did the project, showed you guys how it should have turned out, but I didn't wait long enough. And I had a little boo-boo that I actually have not fixed yet because I haven't found another football to try to shape to fix it. And I haven't taken the time to problem solve. So I will, but I just have not yet. But we have another half to the transfer, so that's what I want to show you today. So I thought, well, it's Friday, right? I used to love going to Friday night football games. So this is the side we're going to use tonight. This was the whole transfer. We used this one last time, and it is called Football Obsessed. It's available in my shop. If you want the link, I did give you a keyword. Okay, so Facebook has also, you guys, changed some things. Interesting. They have changed some things. Actually, I don't mind it. It's kind of nice, but it's throwing me off. Yeah, there we go. But the keyword to find out tonight's or this afternoon's supplies, now it's sticking to me too good, is football. And I just sprinkled that into my VIP group. If you would sprinkle for me, I would just so appreciate it. Share the love, send out some love. I would just so appreciate it. It just helps my page to grow, and I really do. It really means a lot to me, you guys. I can't express how much it means. Right now, I am just pasting a comment, getting all the business stuff out of the way. I don't know how much you guys caught at the beginning because it told me it was, that is just really cool though, because it's giving me some more options that I didn't have before. This is so cool. Okay, well, I might not be mad with them today. No, it's not letting me do that. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to use the other half of it, and it says, blessed, stressed, and football obsessed. Wish I had had this a long time ago. My hubby was a football player. I spent so many hours, days, weeks, I don't know, so many times, many years of my life at the football field, watching games, watching practices, picking up from practices. I don't know, whatever I was doing that I did. Wish I had this back then, but I didn't. We can still use it now. So, I still am a football fan, so I don't mind. But I was going to, last time when I was sharing the other football project with you guys, I was sharing with you how I thought that this one I wanted to put on a shirt that looked more like a ball shirt, right? Like either a jersey or, you know, at least a football kind of type shirt. So I was going to go hunting for one. I knew I had a baseball shirt. I wanted ones with the 3/4 sleeves, a baseball shirt. But as I was doing laundry or wearing it one day or something, I came across this shirt. And this is kind of what I was talking about when I say it's got a jersey feel or feels like a sports shirt or a football shirt. And I came across this one, and this is one I have had for, let me think now, I guess it's been 6 years, almost 6 years, maybe 5. Because I got it when my daughter was at this high school, and now my son is there, a senior there. And it has something already on the back. It has the school information on the back, the name, the colors. You guys look, it couldn't be more perfect fit, right? I've got the beautiful teal, dark teal color. So I already have this on hand, so I'm like, well, why don't I just go ahead and put that on the front of here? So that's what we're gonna do. So, like I mentioned, and if you missed it, I am Susan. This is Revive DIY and Upcycle Designs. I love sharing crafting and creating ideas with you. I do ink, I do chalk, I do lots of different projects. I can do etching, different things that I try to share with you using our very, very great, high quality reusable silk screen transfers. These are, I'm an independent designer with Chalk Couture, so I love to share using our products, most of our products. I don't use all of our products because I can upcycle things like this shirt. But this is a reusable silk screen transfer. It's self-adhesive, it's sticky on the back. You wash it with cool water and use it over and over and over dozens of times. So I am gonna use this one. And when I do an ink project, I'm gonna use ink today. And like I said, I've already got the colors back here for the school colors, and guess what? I just happen to have one that's gonna match perfectly. So this is the color we're gonna use. This is actually called Tide ink. And like I said, I cleaned my mat, so it's sticky again. So this is actually just part of a larger, it's about this large, I guess. I don't remember the size exactly, but the dimensions, but this is a part of a larger ink mat that I have that I cut into 2 pieces. So I have a smaller piece that I can use like on my grandsons or onesies, like baby or youth type shirts or ink projects. But also like if I have a lumbar pillow, I can fit it right in there. So I cut one in half, and this is the one I use a lot, especially if I'm doing shirts. So the reason you want to use an ink mat over, say, something else or nothing else, hello, Miss Jean, or anything else, is because it is sticky, and that way it holds your project in place while you're inking on it, and you don't have to worry about it moving around. But then also your ink doesn't bleed through. Now this is black, and I don't know whether it would show up or not, but it's a cotton. You know, it's not super heavy thick, but it's not super thin either. But you don't want your ink to bleed through to the back of whatever project you're doing, because you know, it's not gonna look good. It's gonna ruin it. So you want something in between, under your first layer, between that and the back of your project. So I have the ink mat, which makes it so I can prevent it from bleeding through, but then also it will keep my surface, my shirt in this case, in place, so that I can smooth it out, it holds it firm, and I don't have to worry about it scooting around or moving around. And if it was wrinkly, which it's not too bad, this material is that little bit heavier weight cotton, it's not too bad. But if it was wrinkly, then I could just smooth out the wrinkles too, and I wouldn't have to worry about having to wrinkle. And you guys, I forgot to put my Do Not Disturb on. Let me do that right quick, because you know me, I am like, I get easily distracted. So let me take that off to make sure that stops disturbing me. But We're going to place it in here underneath the area that we're going to ink today. So the other thing you could use, if you don't have an ink mat, it's perfectly fine if you don't. You can still do ink projects. Just make sure you put something in there. If I didn't have an ink mat, what I would be using would be a piece of cardboard or something that would prevent the ink from bleeding through to the back. Okay, so just so you know. But I am super thrilled that I found a hack for cleaning it and made it super sticky again, because it picks up the fuzz and fibers off of whatever I'm inking, if I'm doing some kind of fabric, which is what you're usually inking on, right? So I'm thrilled that that worked. All right, now luckily I might be able to do this upside down today. Luckily, so we're going to just pull this right off the backer sheet. I've already cut it. I've already marked the front so that I know when I go to wash it and dry it that I put it back on my backer sheet, right? Our backer sheets have a glossy side and a matte side, and you always want to put your sticky side of your transfer back onto the glossy side, obviously. Otherwise, it's going to pull up your paper and ruin your transfer, okay? So I have sort of a line here, you know, with it being the stitching. So I'm just going to use that as my base, and hopefully I can actually put this on here upside down and be able to line it up. Usually I have to turn everything around. Now I'm going to try to sort of find the middle of my, to pick where the middle of my transfer needs to go. Find the middle of my shirt, just for lining up purposes. I think that's about right. Now, I personally, if I am doing an inking project, I like to use my transfer for that first time. If I know I'm going to do an ink project with a transfer, I like to do it the very first time, because that is when it's going to be the stickiest it will ever be. Obviously, we wash it, we dry it, it comes back sticky, but every time it's going to be a little less sticky. That's why we say you can reuse them dozens of times. You can really, there's a hack for using them even more than that. If you need that, I'm happy to share that information with you. But it's because the amount of stickiness, I think that's a little sideways, the amount of stickiness diminishes because you're picking up fibers. Just like I did with this, cleaning this. You would never want to do that on the back of your transfer, what I used on this, the little trick I used, but there are other options. So that's why I usually, if I know I'm going to do if I know for sure I'm going to do an ink project with a transfer, I try to do it the very first time. And then I have this wonderful image, almost no chance of bleeding. I mean, it really should not bleed because I'm getting such good contact. The other thing that helps is the silk screen. The silk screen keeps it so that it doesn't just bleed like a regular transfer or stencil would do if you used a stencil. And then I don't have to worry about taping it down, keeping it, it's all taken care of with these. And as you can see in this one, I think you can see in this one, look at this. See how it already has some distressing and some character already to it? That would be impossible to get with any other type of stencil or even vinyl. That would be a nightmare to try to do. So now, since I'm using ink, usually I have an apron on, and I forgot to grab one to put on. I sure did. I didn't grab one. But usually I put an apron on just in case, because it's not like with chalk. Our chalk is water soluble, and if you get it on you, get it on your clothes, get it on someplace you didn't want it, it's washable. You can get it off. It washes off. But with ink, it's not going to wash off. Now, it won't be permanent and ready to be put in the washer, dryer, reused over and over and over again without coming off until I heat set it. But still, if I get a little bit of this on here somewhere, it might leave a little tiny stain. So always be really careful with your ink, okay? And like I said, this color is called Tide, and I absolutely love it. And I know I'm putting it on a dark surface, but I'm okay with that because I kind of want it to, part of me is playing, okay, sorry. I was gonna say, part of me was thinking about using another color, like silver, but this matches that color, the teal on the back, so well that I don't want to not use it, but I just had an idea. So just like with our chalk, you guys know me, I craft on the fly. I start with an idea, but sometimes something else develops. I love being a guinea pig for you guys. So let me grab my silver, because what we're going to do is we are going to use a little bit of silver and a little bit of Tide to do this, because you can do it just like I do with my chalk, where I do my hot mess technique or I do my ombre and stuff like that. I can do the exact same thing with ink. So hang on just a second, let me grab that. Luckily everything is within reach, and I know where that stuff is at least. So how are you enjoying this gorgeous fall day? Are you having beautiful fall weather like I am? I am so happy. All right, now be very careful. I don't know what just shifted. Be very careful not to get your ink. I have it right here, as you can probably see, but just be really careful try not to get it on your surface unless it's where you want it to be. All right, so yes, I'm looking for, as soon as I get done with this, I'm gonna change into something, I don't care, it gets scrunchy, and I am gonna go out and work and get some vitamin D and hopefully some work done. And I am so happy because I feel like I got an extra day this weekend, because I normally work Friday mornings, and guess what? I didn't have to. I'm just trying to decide which, I think I'm gonna use my small squeegee. So this is my small size. It's stained, but it works fine, it's clean. It's okay if they get stained. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my little spatulas, my cute little spatulas, but I feel like I gained a day, you guys, because I feel like I have a 3-day weekend now, because I didn't have to work this morning. So I've been piddling around the house, putting out some fall decorations, tying up some loose ends of things that I've let go, all that kind of stuff. So, all right, I am just gonna take my spatula and I'm gonna take some of my ink and just put it around, and I'm not gonna be real particular where it goes. I'm just gonna kind of let it do its thing. Now I don't want to get too much, because I can't put it back in the jar, because it's going to combine with the silver. We only have a couple of the shimmers. You guys know how much I love my shimmers. There's our Shimmer Silver. We only have a few of the shimmers that are in ink. We don't do them all. But this kind of substitutes as white for me. I do have white, but you know, I'd rather have a shimmer any day. I'm just going to put some of this on here, and we're just going to see what happens. And I can't put it back in once it's combined, so I'm just trying to use not too much, but it really, a little goes a long way. And it all depends on the shirt too, or the fabric that you're using, because sometimes it soaks it right in, and then other times you need to do only one layer. So I'm hoping this is only going to need one layer, because we're going to go ahead and close up the ink so I don't have any mistakes. And as always, keep something wet by for your fingers, because if you get it on your fingers and you go to pull up your transfer, you might get it on your, so you don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to take the squeegee, and you see where we have the colors. We're just going to go. We're just going to go and see what happens. I think I'm going to start from this direction. This is going to be this super quick project tonight, you guys. Today. I say tonight. The sun's shining so bright. How do I not know it's day? Look, I definitely got too much ink. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over it. Now, usually wherever you place the ink, that particular area, that's what's going to be highlighted. So I'm kind of not mad if it blends a little. I'm just going over it a few times. I'm pulling off any extra. And I'm going to keep it aside, because I might add another layer. But as you can see, look how easy that was, you guys. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? But wherever I place that particular color, whatever hits it first, that's what's going to be the strongest color. And you want a very thin layer when you're working with ink. Normally I wouldn't manipulate it this much, but I just really want to make sure that I'm covering it and getting it to go soaked right in. And I'm not trying to make it so it's necessarily, now I'm just taking the squeegee and just taking off any extra. I'm staying in the same direction though, because I don't want to over manipulate it, which I've actually done more than what I would normally do. Okay, you guys ready? We're gonna give it a try. Let's see what happens. My peel and reveal, my favorite part. If I can get a hold of it. I have probably any nails. Okay, here we go. What's happened? There it is. I was like, wait a minute, where is it? I hadn't gone far enough. Oh yeah. There we go. I think the silver lightened it up just enough so that you'd be able to see it well. I was just a little concerned that the tide wouldn't show up on there, but I definitely wanted to use it. Oh, you guys, it looks great. Hooray! Always love it when a project turns out like you want it to. That's always nice. Check it out. Check it out. And I didn't check my fingers, but I knew I didn't feel any on there. So what do you think, guys? If you like that, hit that heart button. Let me know in comments whether you like that. I think that's fabulous. And I'm telling you, look how great it's going to go. There is a little white on the back. In mine, I could have used white, but I like, you know me, I like my shimmer. That is so cool. I love it. Simple, easy, personalized, customized. Nobody, even if anybody else, like I said, I've had this shirt probably about 5 years. Even if anybody else has the same shirt and I go to the football game, guess what? Nobody else is going to have this. So I love that because I just like having some unique, a few unique things. I got some of the crusties from my ink mat on there. Okay. So that's all it takes. So what I'll do now is I will let this dry for 24 hours. Now I could speed it up with a dryer. I'm not going to do that. I don't usually do that. By the time I get around to heat setting it anyway, it's been 24 hours. But at least 24 hours I let it dry. A lot of times it's longer than that. And then I'm going to come back with my heat press and I'm going to take, I would take a piece of parchment paper over top of it, and then I would use my heat press on it. Now, you can also use an iron. It's just an iron. You have to do it a little bit longer. It's not quite as hot as a heat press, but you can absolutely ink and heat set your own ink projects with a regular iron. You don't have to have a heat press. And then it's ready to wash, dry over and over and over and over again, just like you bought it that way. Okay? So if you have any questions about anything that I shared today or any of our products, keep in mind, any of our transfers can be used with ink, with chalk paste, or with etching cream. So if you have anyone that you want to do on any type of shirt, you can do it. It doesn't matter. It's not like we only have certain transfers made for certain projects. So any of them will work. Now, we will tell you right now, with an ink project, and I dropped my water bottle. Where did my water bottle go? I was using it so much earlier, and I think I dropped it. I did. I don't know where it went. Okay, you guys, I'm losing my mind. It should stand right out. But you want to take your ink transfers, the transfers that you've inked, to the sink and wash them right away. So usually what I would suggest, obviously on here, I usually spray them with some water. I'll just use this because I can't find my other one. I spray them with some water to keep them moist until I can get them to the sink after my live's over. But if you're doing a project at home, I highly suggest that you, as soon as you get done doing it, take it to the sink and wash it, because then you have less chance of clogging up your silk screen or staining your transfer. And that gives your projects time to dry anyway. But that's what I suggest if you are doing it. And if I wasn't on a live, that's what I would be doing. But that's all I got for you guys. Short and sweet. I hope you're having a great Friday, a great start to your weekends coming up, and your first weekend of fall. Maybe you have something really fun planned, like apple picking or, oh, I don't know, something outside where it's, if the weather's cooled off like it has here, and it's going to be nice. But I appreciate you taking some time to come join me and check out what I've got going on. I appreciate anytime you tag a friend or share, which we call sprinkle the video. And I hope that you'll come back and join me tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be on again. Tomorrow, usually it's in the afternoon, and I will be sharing our monthly club transfer project idea. So, where is it? I moved it. There is our monthly club transfer up there. This is our September club. There's one version of it there. I have a t-shirt that you guys remember seeing. I feel like I have one more. was thinking there was one more. What else did I do? Oh my goodness. I don't know, maybe I have only done 3. But I wanted to make sure that you know that's the one we'll be working on tomorrow. I do that on Saturday afternoons, always highlight our club. It is a beautiful, beautiful sentiment. It works perfectly for the whole fall season. And really anytime, if whatever colors you choose, if you do it whatever color that matches your house, you can have a saying that says grateful for this day up all year round. It doesn't have to be just fall. So come back and join me tomorrow for that. And until I see you next time, I hope you'll be safe, you'll be healthy, and you'll be blessed. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. See you soon. Bye, Miss Jean.